Brett Lee, cricket legend, welcome to Success
Hey, Maz, how are
Decoded.
you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Cricket legend's a very strong term.
You don't want
right
to
off the top.
You don't want to be called a legend.
Oh, former cricketer maybe. But thank you. It's a nice term. Thank you.
You are legend. You are an absolute legend. I mean, I remember growing up seeing you on TV, and now you're in front of me in Dubai. How did that journey come about from Australia to Dubai?
It's funny because I think back, and I had a bit of a think about, this morning after I woke up, and it's like the last 20, 25 years, coming over here was always a stepping stone to get to somewhere else.
Yes.
You sort of fly into Dubai because you're on your way to Europe or you're on your way back to India. We used to fly over to Dubai, over India, to get back to India.
Yeah.
When we were sponsored by Emirates back in the day with the team. But yeah, I hadn't spent like a lot of time over here, and it wasn't until February last year where I came over. There were a few things that were looking like they're going to happen, and I spoke to my wife and the kids about it, and we're like, let's do it. And it wasn't a hard sell. When you think about what Dubai offers, it's firstly the lifestyle, the safety, the opportunity.
Yeah.
It's got everything, and we were probably one of those ones we go, we'll give it a year and see how we go. We don't want to go.
Yeah.
This is home now. This is home, and I'm so proud to say that.
I love that. And what are some of your favorite things about Dubai?
I think the culture. I think like our kids, they go to a beautiful school. Education is incredible, but they've got 200 different nationalities there. And you talk about wanting children to grow up in a safe, happy learning environment. Well, they've got that hands down, but they've got access to not learning about just schoolwork. They're learning about life, and I sort of think that's so important this day and age. Certainly where the world's going and probably where it has come from. That our kids will be able to explore that opportunity and just be kids again. And, kids knocking on the door saying, can our kids play today? Like we're growing up back in Australia, and that doesn't happen back in Australia now. And it's sad, and around the world, but it happens over here. And there's just so much to talk about, but we're absolutely loving it.
Do your kids play cricket?
Yeah, I've got 3 kids, one older boy. So Preston, he just got back from England as a semi-professional. He played a bit of state under 12s, academy under 17s. He's a talented all-rounder, very, very good cricketer, very, very good golfer as well. My daughter, she's gone down the more musical acting role, got a lead role in Matilda, which made me get a little tear in the eye. And my youngest fella, Rafferty, so he's into football, as in soccer. We call it soccer back home, but football over here. And 6-year-old, so he's learning about football and cricket. So, but sport is sport. I don't care what sport they play, as long as they play. I think a team sport's important because it teaches really, really good values. And as long as they have a crack.
I love that. You mentioned team sports are important. I feel like that's not emphasized enough, right?
Yeah. Well, look, though you got to take your hat off to those professional athletes that play a single sport like tennis and golf. It's you versus the rest of the world. I think in a team environment, you've got, in cricket terms, I've got 10 other mates around me the whole time, plus the guys who are sitting on the bench. So if you're having what might be a tough day, you've got mates that can back you up. And when you're on tour, you've always got someone to go out to dinner with. If you're having a bad time on the field or off the field, you got your friends that become your family. And I love that about it's this whole big family environment. But it would be tough for guys that are playing, just if they're a professional tennis player or golfer, because they're just there by themselves.
Were you mates with everyone in the team?
Good question. You're closer to some people than others. It's like, we've got some lovely cameramen and some people behind the scenes here, and everyone will get on. You're in a working environment, but you'll be closer to some people naturally, and other people that it's not that you don't like them, but you won't associate too much with them because different interests. What we did find out about playing in a team sport is that, there's that no such and such policy. I can't say the word, but it's where you're not going to last a long time in sport if you haven't got those right values. And the values I've learned in sport, it's the same as business. You learn those key aspects in sport and that can really help your business life as well in phase or stage 2 of your life.
Yeah.
So you get found out pretty easy or pretty quickly if you're not a decent person.
Do you think not having an ego is important in team sports?
I think in some cases it's very important to have an ego. And
To have an ego.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I've played with a lot of players that have walked on with a controlled ego. Now that's very important. I think of Shane Warne, first and
Yes.
foremost, for those that like cricket. Now it's not, people say, oh, is he got an ego? They think it's negative. Well, sometimes it can be negative, and most times when you hear that word, it is a negative connotation that goes with it. But for someone like Shane Warne, it's what made him who he was. He had that presence. He walked into a room, everyone took note. He's got that aura about him.
Yeah.
And to have that swagger, that ego about him was what made him so good. I think of Tiger Woods had a certain ego about him when he went out and played golf, which was great. Virat Kohli has got a controlled ego about him that is positive. So I think ego is important. If you put ego in the wrong hands, though, it can be devastating.
Right. Tell us something about Shane Warne that we may not know.
Mathematically, he was very astute. He was almost a genius when it comes to maths, which is why he loved playing poker.
Yeah.
But he would know every single batsman, the way he got him out, how many balls it took, the dismissal, the lead up to how he got the wicket. But he would actually call it before it happened.
Wow.
So he'd tell the batsman, right, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come around the wicket, I'm going to bowl your leggy, I'm going to get you out, I'm going to bowl a wrong un, and telegraph it. Whereas, most players, they go, oh yeah, I might have got that guy before, but I can't really remember the setup. He knew every single way that he got him out. But because he was that character, that larger-than-life sort of person that was in the Australian cricket team, they think he's just a larrikin. They think he's just a guy that got a bit lucky with sport, but he trained his backside off and he knew exactly what he was doing.
What would he have been like as the Australian captain?
Brilliant. Yeah, he would have been a great captain because, once again, he understood the game. He understood the sort of fundamental sort of aspects that go around the game. The way to set a field and not be a reactional captain. You got two styles of captains. You got a captain that can almost visualise or see what's going to happen, and I'll put the right fieldsman in that position in order to what we're trying to achieve. Or you got captain 2, that a ball will go through a certain area and then go, oh, I've got to fill that area. So they're thinking what's happened and now how not to happen again. Negative. Whereas Warnie would have been a positive captain. He would have died on the sword, literally. Like he would have gone, there would have been games we probably would have lost through the ego and through that, but he would have won a lot more games than he would have lost. So it would have been exciting to play underneath him. But I think, unfortunately for him, what potentially happened off the field, sport what happened on the field in terms of that chance to lead Australia.
To lead Australia. If you were to look at young Brett Lee, what do you think set you aside from other people and why were you so successful?
Hunger. I wasn't probably the most talented in my family. I had 2 brothers that were both very, very good cricketers. My older brother played for Australia.
Right.
Younger brother played New South Wales and was destined to go on to play higher honours. He went down the academic sort of road. But I was the hungriest, and I used to train so hard, and I used to manifest in my brain from the age of 9 what I wanted to achieve.
Wow.
So, if I chat to young kids coming through and they say, oh, but you had all this talent. Well, everyone's got talent. It's how you use that talent and what you believe in. So, and once I keep saying sport and business, very similar, and the stuff that we use, and they wash over each other. But for me, it was that never ever give up. And it wasn't proving people wrong or proving to myself I could do it. It was just, I had this very laser focused memory and mindset that that's what I wanted to do.
Wow.
And at all costs, it had to happen.
And what did your training regime look like?
Look, it was very specific to what I had to do. So as a former fast bowler, I had to be the fittest in the team. Now that doesn't necessarily mean the strongest and lift the most weights, because the mistake a lot of people make is that they think to be the fittest you have to be the strongest and look the biggest.
Yeah.
In fast bowling, and purely in fast bowling, it's about lean muscle mass. So I had to train smarter.
Right.
I worked really hard on my running. I found that being a sprinter made me access, that inertia through the crease, that momentum through the wicket would allow me to bowl the ball as quickly as possible. So, and I thank Mum for that. Mum was a sprinter.
Oh,
So
really?
Mum had
Wow.
the genes. Dad reckons the talent comes from him, and they will muck around and say, yeah, it was him, it was her type of thing. But yeah, we trained all three boys. We trained really hard on our sprint training, and that would be one advice I'd also give to young bowlers if they wanted to increase their pace.
Yeah.
Work on their sprint training first.
Do you run now? Where do you run?
I
in
try.
Dubai? Yeah.
Try to run. I've enjoyed, now that I'm not playing any more cricket, that I can actually do things that I haven't been able to do for the last 25 years. And I was so afraid of running through the back end of my career. But when you get to past 30 years of age, they say the old man injury is the calf.
Yeah.
That happens in your mid 30s. And
Or
I
your
played
knee.
till I was 39 professionally, and I finished up end of last year playing in these master leagues at 49. But I couldn't really do what I wanted to do and train the way I wanted to because I was so worried about pinging a calf muscle. But yeah, I'm back. I'm back to my playing weight, which is incredible. I feel fantastic.
Well,
Body's been bruised and battered over the years, and I'm sore and ankles, and I broke my back twice and 2 elbow reconstructions. But hey, it's all part of the journey, and I wouldn't change anything.
I want to talk about that, your injuries, and overcoming that and striving forward. How did that all come about? I mean, training after, all your injuries.
Yeah, that was probably the hardest thing mentally to get through.
Yeah.
I mean, physically, you knew what you had to do, and we had great assistants around us with the best doctors and the best chiros and physios. So they would say, here's your program. This is what it looks like the next 3 months or 6 months or 12 months, depending on the injury and what part of the body it was.
Yeah.
That's all well and good because there's a textbook around that. But what we didn't have was, how's this going to be mentally? How are you going to get through this, the sort of physical aspect, and when it starts to hurt, how do I then train my mind to get through that pain threshold?
Yeah.
So for me, I had to learn pretty quickly that it was going to hurt to try and bowl fast. That's what I signed up for, and that's what I had to do. But I also had this way of switching off in my brain. If I went through a bad injury, which I did on, I think I've had about 12 operations, ankles 6 times. And
Wow.
so if I'm coming back after my 6th ankle operation, and I know it's going to hurt, and you've got that little birdie on your shoulder saying, you're probably not going to be as quick as you were, you're not going to be as good as you were, and this little birdie is going, no, you'll be right, just get through it. I had this power of turning off what's happened in the last 6 months. So I could literally walk out on the field, I'd tell my brain, I'd train my brain and say, right, I'm just coming off a 5-wicket haul.
Yeah.
Like, I played 3 days ago, I bowled the house down, I feel fantastic. Even though I haven't bowled for 12 months, I could teach my brain that. And I don't know whether it's positive thinking or it's that placebo effect, whatever it might be. I'm sure there's medical people out there that could say it works, but the power of visualization to train my brain to overcome that and trick it. And it worked. It worked for me. It might not work for everyone, but it worked for me.
Did you have any methods that you were following, like Joe Dispenza, or you mentioned the placebo effects, or was it just positive thinking?
Yeah, it's a lot of visualization and positive thinking.
Yeah.
So, there's a difference between saying that I'm gonna go out there and smash it.
Yeah.
That's that positive thinking that comes out loud, and it's that maybe it's the ego, maybe it's the bravado effect where you're trying to tell everyone else it's going to happen, and deep down you're going, well, is this really going to happen?
Yeah.
There's that inner belief and that knowing that you've done the work.
Yeah.
So if I knew that I'd done the work, and if I walked out on the ground knowing that, look, I've strengthened my body up, I feel fit, I feel mentally ready to go, what will happen on the ground. You can't really control that. You can give it your best shot. But as long as you walk onto the field knowing that you are prepared as the best possibly way that you can through your sleep, through your hydration, through what you've eaten, through what you've learned on and off the field, then the rest is just go out there and have fun. And you've got to make it fun. And there are so many people that I guess play for their country, and if they're lucky enough, and they get overawed by the situation because they've got all the big crowd behind them, and they're going, oh, what if I this, or what if I do that? Golfers, what if I hit the sand bunker? Or what if you don't? What if you bowl that perfect ball first up and get a wicket?
Yeah.
What if you get that outside edge and it goes through to Gilchrist and Sachin Tendulkar's walking off?
Wow.
So you just try and flip the narrative, I guess, and change it around.
Were you ever scared? I mean, you were bowling like 160 kilometers per hour. Were you ever scared of not getting hit or falling in front of the world? Or
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. I was scared to get hit by the ball as well, because I had to face the second new ball in Test match cricket. Batting against Shoaib Akhtar, bowling absolute rockets, and we had this great competition going throughout the early 2000s where we were going at each other, and it was great. We got great friendship out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, if you see, like if I was to sit here and say, you weren't scared at times or you weren't worried about what people, of course, people say, don't read the press. Of course you read the press. You want to know what is being said. You always read it 2 or 3 times and go back the next day and read what they wrote the day before, because it's never as bad. You wake up and you're frustrated because you've probably been dropped from a team again. And you see your name there saying that you're rubbish, you can't play. And they're probably not far off the mark, but when you're in that space and it's like you've lost your job in front of the whole world, in cricket circles.
Yeah.
Look, it's tough, but you have just got to find a way to black it out, put the blinkers on, and just focus on what you can do to make a difference. And that might be to be the best teammate and carry the drinks like I had to do. I did carry the drinks for 18 months. I was 12th man for 18 months, which was bloody tough. It was hard. Yeah. But you got to suck it up, do it, and wait for that opportunity.
I want to talk about Shoaib Akhtar because you were often compared to him. There was always a conversation of who was better, or the rivalry. Tell me a little bit more about that friendly rivalry.
Yeah, I still remember the moment. It was about 97, 98. It was the Australian summer. We just played a game for my local team in Sydney, Mossman Cricket Club. And we got at the pub to sort of celebrate. We had a good win. And I looked up on the screen and I see Pakistan are playing India in a test match. I see this guy running like 40 metres. The black hair's flapping. He's sprinting in. I'm thinking, this guy, who is this guy sprinting in? Yeah. He lets go of the ball and it's a missile. I remember the name Shoaib Akhtar. I'm thinking, wow, this guy is exactly what I want to be doing. He's playing for his country. He's playing for Pakistan. He's a pure athlete. He's about strength, agility, momentum, pace through the wicket. Everything that I've manifested in my brain to try to achieve, he's doing it. Wow. And then when we had the chance to play against each other, early 2000, when I played my first one-day match for Australia against Pakistan, was against Shoaib Akhtar. And straight away he came up, absolute gentleman. And it's almost like, when two musos meet each other. Yeah,
there's an appreciation.
they haven't even met each other ever, but they go up and they hug each other, and it's that appreciation because we're both trying to do something that's on the same page. And we had this instant friendship. Wow. And, through the next 2 or 3 years, it was bowl the ball, look up at the speed gun to see who could get to 160 the quickest, and that was super exciting.
Wow. Yeah, everyone still talks about that. I mean, it's absolutely legendary. I'm originally from Afghanistan, and the Afghan cricket team are
great cricketers. Yes, absolutely. I've done a little bit of work with a couple of young Afghan bowlers. Yes. They got some serious talent, and it's funny because with the lack of opportunity that they have over there with cricket, it's getting a lot better now, which is great, and they're getting spotted a lot earlier. Get them into different opportunities and academies to fulfill their their dreams. But most of these young kids learn how to bowl watching YouTube. Yeah, which is nuts. You think of Rashid Khan and players around the world, different spinners. They learnt by watching Shane Warne bowl on YouTube. Yeah, with no training. And that to me, once again, hunger.
Yeah.
You know, when you have to work for something, when it's not given to you on a silver platter, you've got to work your backside off, and you've earned that. And there are some great players.
Yeah, I think Afghans have a lot of, they have that, like you said, being the underdog, and they really try hard, you know. If in this day and age you could play against anyone from any team, who would you play against?
As in
cricket?
Any era?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, good question. I would have loved to go back to 1948 to see Don Bradman from Australia, just to see, you know, he's always touted as one of the best players ever to play the game. Now, it was a different era. You can't compare eras, different wickets. But when you've got in any code, any sport, someone that statistically is twice as good as what we see today and what we saw throughout his period, he must have been really good.
Yeah.
You know, and like if Kohli's averaging, say, 55 in Test cricket,
Yeah.
and you're telling me that you got someone else in his team averaging 100, he must have been pretty special. So I would have loved to go back to see Don Bradman. I would have loved to play alongside my hero growing up, which was Alan Donald from South Africa.
Right.
White Lightning, they called him, 6'4", fast bowler, wore the white sweatband, which is why I started wearing a white sweatband.
Yeah.
But yeah, just great eras. But, you know, we see the current crop of cricketers coming through today, and, you know, there's been so much talk on social media recently. Is there too much cricket happening? You know, and now that the kids who are watching, they want to be entertained a lot quicker. You know, you see them with their devices now, and they're scrolling through things quickly, which is why T20 cricket works.
Yes.
But the purist in me, I still love Test cricket. So yeah, I would have loved to go on back at a Test match environment to play alongside. Maybe get Alan Donald to be an Australian for a day, rather than me being a South African. Sort of Southers out there.
That would be appreciated more. What about in modern cricket? In some of the teams now, is there anyone that you think really shines?
Kohli. Look, I think, you know, with his presence, and, you know, to think of those big shoes he had to fill with Sachin Tendulkar. It was always Sunil Gavaskar, Sachin Tendulkar, who was next in line. You'd say Dhoni, obviously, who set the nation alight.
Yeah.
But to me, it was Captain Kohli. When he was at his best, he was captain of the side. He had that controlled aggression, and I loved that. I loved how he put his team first.
Yeah.
He'd never stand back. If someone was in his face, he'd get up there and get in their grill and would not take a backward step. I love that about Kohli, and I really appreciate that about him. So, yeah, and I had the pleasure to play against him a fair bit. But, you know, imagine playing as a teammate. That would have been pretty special, because I think he's very similar to the way that we played cricket in Australia. And it wasn't until someone from India stood up and did what we did to them, we're like, oh, hang on, they're giving a bit of their own medicine back. So, yeah, Kohli would have been pretty cool to play with.
Virat Kohli is married to a Bollywood actress, and you've dabbled in a little bit of Bollywood.
A little bit.
Little.
No dancing.
So what, you were singing, or you were in some, like you made some cameos?
Yeah, I did a couple little cameos, a couple little shocking movies I did in Bollywood.
Which movies were they?
I wouldn't even. Victory. If you haven't seen Victory, do not watch it. Horrendous. I did an Australian film with Bollywood flavour, which was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Called Un-Indian, and you know, to do a 3.5 month. Well, it wasn't a crash course on acting because it was literally filming it. I did about a 2-week crash course on acting, but yeah, the chance to play a lead role in a feature film was pretty special. Worked with Tanisha Chatterjee, who's an absolute star, and she did Brick Lane in England, and you know, a wonderful actress. But and to do a movie, a song rather, with Usher Bosley. You know, like Bollywood to me has been a huge part of my life, and not just Bollywood, but India in general. You know, I first went there in '94 and just fell in love with the culture and the people. And I don't know, there's just a part of me that enjoys different cultures. And you know, I've been to Pakistan. I haven't been there since the late '90s, which is a shame, because I would have loved to go back, because the people love their cricket so much. India's incredible. I've been there so many times. Haven't been to Afghanistan, unfortunately. Would love to. And once again, you know, with the sort of cricketers on show be fantastic. But yeah, just something that's a bit different. So when you grow up on the south coast of Sydney, you know, no one really gets that exposure to what we see overseas. But you know, the world's a big place, and you should go and, you know, out and explore it, I guess.
100%. And you've reinvented yourself so many times. You think that's important throughout life?
You have to be able to pivot, and you have to be able to evolve. And the players, I think, that are better suited to, you know, longevity are players that lose the ego in some sense to go, this is how I used to do it. This worked. Well, it might have worked then, but what about what's working now? And you see batsmen, you know, they're playing different shots. So if batsmen are doing different things, moving around the crease, playing these lap shots, I then have to work on what I'm doing to counter that. So I have to sort of figure out very quickly, sometimes on your feet, the spur of the moment, to try and negate that or change that, or to try and overpower that. But yeah, like the power of change is important. And you know, I started working on the slow ball bouncer throughout the back end of my career. And that was great because it didn't hurt as much when I bowled. And I picked up a few wickets, so I thought, hey, this is great. People go, oh, it's working beautifully. I'm like, yeah, my back's feeling all right.
If you could write Brett Lee's legacy, what do you want to be known for?
Someone that absolutely tried their hardest on the cricket field and played in the right spirit. That's it. I don't care about wickets and accolades. That they are nice to hear. They're not a necessity, but what I teach our children is that never say die attitude. Get out there and give it your best. Doesn't matter what you do, just do it at 100%. And I know that I got the best out of my body because, you know, when I was playing for my country, when I was playing state cricket, I was playing, you know, junior cricket or club cricket, I played at maximum full tilt. So yeah, that would be. Look, I'd be disappointed if someone said that I didn't try my hardest, because I know that's not you know, definitely the case. So to me, it's someone that gave their best always.
And if someone is watching Success Decoded and they are looking to find their passion,
Love the name, by the way.
Do you like it? Oh,
great name, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. So if somebody's trying to find their passion or they're not in a good place, what advice do you have for them?
Pivot. And don't think that, like, you have to be pigeonholed into one certain thing. Like if your parents say, like in India, you have to be a doctor. It's first thing. Doctor or a cricketer, right? And it's changed a lot now. That was more the 90s. But you find what you love. And if you find your true love, whether it's sport or business or podcasting, or you want to be the best chef, or you want to be the best person that is a cleaner, doesn't matter. You can be an absolute superstar of your own trade, but find what you love, because it doesn't become a job. And I thank my lucky stars every single day that Cricket Australia used to pay me to play cricket. I mean, I would have played for free, and I wouldn't have told them that.
Exactly.
But you know, we are getting paid to fly around the world, to play the game we love, to keep fit, to keep healthy, to make new friends, to visit new places. I mean, it's the dream job. So you also can find that dream job, and if you haven't found it yet, don't give up, because it might be just around the corner. But I think open up your horizons and step back sometimes. If you're in this job that you hate, you've got to get through the tough period. And I'm not saying give up as well, because that's not the mantra here. But if you've given it everything and you don't like it, then get rid of it. Try something else.
Try something else.
Yeah.
Robin Sharma, the author of the 5 a.m. Club and The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, has this book called The Everyday Hero Manifesto. And he says, whatever it is you do, just be a hero at it. You know?
That's it. And little wins along the way. And people go, well, what's a little win? So your little win might be to get up, just make the bed. It's a win. You know, put the stuff in the sink, put it in the dishwasher. Might be a win. You know, making sure that you, if you haven't phoned into someone that you love and check in on them, just do that. You know, you tick off these little wins every single time, and it just breeds that positive energy. But you know, I think I'm definitely a better. My wife would definitely say this, but I'm definitely a better person when I'm training.
Yeah.
Because when you've been a former athlete, and if you go through a period where you don't do any training and you're sitting down and you're not active and moving, you know, that's part of my DNA. That's my makeup. So I have to keep moving. So I'm a lot more active. I said I'm back to my playing weight, which is fantastic. I feel brilliant. But you've got to find what works for you as a person, and challenge yourself and try new things. Don't just be one dimensional. Don't be that one person or that one job where you do your whole life. If that's what you want to do, great, and you be the best, fantastic. But look around the corner and think, what else could I be doing that could be fun?
Yeah.
Like for us, if I was sitting here with you last year and you would have asked me the question, would you ever move over here to Dubai? I would have gone, no way, not on my radar.
Yeah.
But until you go, hang on, and take a step back and go, I mean, look at this. Look at what, but you know, the 7 Emirates and the 7 families and the vision that they had.
Yeah.
You know, we plan stuff, and I was only chatting to some friends about it today. Like we plan Australia a year like in advance.
Yeah.
The government.
Yeah.
This is 70, 80 years in advance, with this clear vision, and they execute the vision, and they do it on time, and they do it out of respect, and the culture's all. Oh, this is brilliant. That's why I love it.
Yeah.
I know I was getting off topic, but it's a nice.
You got distracted.
Nice picture, yeah.
What's next for you here in Dubai, and what's next?
Well, I bought my first home over here.
Yay.
Yeah, so officially ticked that box. So Maritime City through Danube. So we did that. We bought into Breeze, and that's a great opportunity.
Yes.
So I want to be able to understand and really get my teeth into the property game a lot more over here now, which is exciting. So that to me is a huge part of my life moving forward.
Yeah.
You know,
the business side of things.
The business side, and there are so many things I'm working on at the moment, and it's kept me very busy, but I love it. And then on the balancing side, like, family always come first. They love it, and the kids are so happy at school, and they're playing sport. And I've taken up golf.
Oh, rich person sport.
Well, I've never been a golfer, but you know what? My wife never played golf in her life. I took her down last Friday to Emirates Golf Club, and she had a hole-in-one first round. And I'm like, that will do me. You can't see, she's sitting behind the camera probably going, don't talk about me, but that doesn't happen. People play their whole life not to get a hole-in-one. Or to try and get a hole-in-one, but it doesn't happen. But so I've become this, in Australian terms and cricket terms, a golf nuffy. So someone that is just obsessed with something. But I'm laser focused. So if I find something that I love, I'm like bang, and I cannot stop it.
You know, that's called, in the Japanese world, I think it's called misogi, where you focus on one big thing a year. And that's what a lot of like Japanese philosophers recommend, that you just focus on just one thing a year,
right?
You know, and master that art.
I'll be bugger then, because I've got so many things going on in my brain. But I can also, I can laser focus something. And look, I think when we talk about, the power of sport and business and the mind and success and all that, you have to have that. I think you have to find a way to get that.
Yeah.
It's not hard to train your brain to do it. You just got to be laser focused.
Are you doing any of the longevity type things? I feel like you,
I'm trying to.
Okay. Like red light therapy, or the, what do you call it? The breathing.
Yeah, look, they used to give us ice baths.
Oh, right.
You know, back when I was playing, but I always said ice from the inside out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
A nice cold beverage. There is a lot of scientific facts about some things that people do that is longevity. But and I'm definitely into exploring that and trying that. And now that I'm finished playing sport, you can have that access to do that, because, you know, I'm turning 50 this year. And I don't want to be an old 50. I want to feel like I'm 40.
Yeah.
You know, and run around with the kids and have fun and be active and, you know, have a sharp
100%.
brain.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm open to any of that type of stuff. But also too, I'm open to keeping things very simple in terms of, you eat healthy, you move around in terms of training.
Yeah.
You know, you sort of limit the bad things that you do, and that
mindset.
Yeah. If you keep that mantra and that mentality, I guess, then you're almost halfway there.
Brett Lee, thank you so much for joining us on Success
Pleasure.
Decoded. Any other final words, successful words of advice?
Well, success for some people is just around the corner. So keep believing, keep trusting your instincts. I've learned to go with my gut a lot more as I get older. But don't let anyone tell you that you can't achieve something. I know it's a cliche, or it might sound like a cliche, but if you believe in something and you want to do it, and stuff the rest. Get in there and have a crack, as we say in Australia. But do the research. Train hard if it's going to be sport, if it's business. Find out what your competitors are doing, and you can knock them off.
And as they say, you're one phone call, one meeting, one moment away from your life changing.
Every single time you meet someone, it could be a business opportunity.
So true, so true. Thank you so much, Brett Lee.
Well done. Thanks.
Thank you.